All right, what's up, guys? It's Mature Deity, and we are finally here with the next episode of the guide series. I'm sorry that this is taking so long. I had a lot of issues. So before we get into anything, I'm gonna tell you guys right now: if your account is not linked to Stove, you need to link your account. So go here, go into this gear icon, and link it to either Gmail, Stove. Just link it in some way. I had a emulator malfunction to where I lost the ability to open my emulators. I had to re-download, and I was scared I lost this account, but we got it back. Okay, so we got it back. I grinded a little bit. So just do that first before we start. I thought the guide series was cooked. I thought we were screwed, but we are back. We are good to go. So today is going, I don't even know what part of the guide we're at now, but what we're going to be working on, what I have been doing is just farming unrecorded history. So we're going to start off with a couple summons. That's what we always do with these videos. So um, there's a 3-star I don't have. Okay, there's so many 3-stars in Epic 7 now. But today's video, I'm going to be going over just clearing through Chapter 3. So clearing through Chapter 3 should be very, very easy. Those of you that do not know, we actually just had a balance patch. So if you're starting the guide right now, your Free Spiritaria is going to be even stronger. She just got a buff. So now Free Spiritaria does more damage depending on how much HP the opponent has. So your Free Spiritaria just got a damage boost. So I'm going to go ahead in, and if you look here, as you see, she's on the speed set that you get. So if you go in, I'm going to go to my ongoing events. One thing, again, make sure you're collecting your things every single day. You need to make sure you do this every single day because of the reward. You get 50 summons off this. So you get 50. I have 12 days left, so 12 days I could do this event. So 12 times 4 is 48, and I'm at 22, so I'm 10 over. Right? Yeah, that's at 70. So I should be good to get this, but you can miss a couple days, but try to miss as few as possible. I think you're allowed to miss like 4 days, but these 50 bookmarks, there's a good chance you'll get maybe something good out of it. So might as well make sure you're logging in. But if you guys, this is just web events in general. If you're starting the guide later down the road, you'll have a different web event. You want to max this every time. This is just a kind of better web event than we've been getting. So the thing you should be working on, though, is your Archie Special Operations. So you see here, I've done a ton of them. I have been able to log in, so we'll probably be able to almost do a summon here. But make sure you claim all this. You want to get to the rage set stuff. So I'm going to go ahead. The first thing I'm going to show is just your regular story clearing team for going through your Spectre Tenebria. It can be on Daydream Joker. She can be on whatever artifact. It really doesn't matter. And you can also change your Free Spirit area to be on Daydream Joker. I put her on Extra Satanfa. This is one of the artifacts I told you guys to save. I'll just leave her on this. It doesn't really matter the artifact too much. But your tank, whoever your Wyvern front tank is, and your Raz, hopefully you finish the Raz specialty change. I went through and finished it. That is at the last part of last episode of the guide series. So make sure you do this. And again, also you can go in and continue working on your hunt challenges. So go in, make sure you've gotten, say, your adventure to get the free HP set. Make sure you go in and buy your epic catalyst from adventure. Make sure you get all the free sets that the game will give you. And then you're also going to make sure you finish up the Molagora challenge. So the next Molagora challenge unlocks when we're at rank 61. So now that we're two here, you can go ahead and put gear on your Raz. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put the HP gear on him. So that we just got out of that. So then we'll need to upgrade this gear is one of the bad parts. But then we have our Tamarin, who should be already on gear. Yep, she's looking fine. Tamarin, if you have Wondrous Potion Vial, it's going to be the best artifact for her. It just adds an additional cleanse. But any artifact really works on her too. It's not really a big deal the way that you go. I'm just going to leave her on that free artifact that we got. It shouldn't matter too much. So now I'm going to show clearing chapter 3, and then I'm also going to talk about our Wyvern 13 team. Okay, so now that we're to chapter 3, hopefully you've cleared all of chapter 2 in adventure. So if you have not, I actually don't think I've done everything I need to do. Yeah, we're only in chapter 6. I need to finish 7, 8, 9, and then 6S, 7S just to get all the rewards from it. Again, you don't need to buy anything from the AP exchanges except the Breath of Orbises, and if you have the currency, you can buy Catalyst because you need to spend all of that to finish the challenges in the web event. So there's, I don't remember what is the challenge called. The challenge is called, I already finished it. Oh no, Adventure for New Heirs. So you need to make sure you're spending that AP, and it's just going to give you some extra charms and gold. So all I have left is to spend 340. So make sure you're working on that. Clear all this. It's a bunch of sky stones and things that you get for free. So once you do all that, then we're going to go ahead. You can skip over that for right now, but then we're going to go to chapter 3. So chapter 3, our team is going to look just like the normal story and clearing team. If you see here, this is my AP team, or I'm farming unrecorded history with this team. For a farming unrecorded history, you just make your free spirit Tyria as strong as you can, and then she will speed farm for you, and then you put 3 other characters on. So as you see here, I got Death Deal Ray from Moonlight Blessing, and then these are 2 of the characters I summon. If there's any 5 stars that look like you're going to work on them, you can put them in the team and level them up, and if you do enough stages with them and they get to friendship 10, then you get free skill enhancements on them. You get a couple free skill enhancements. So it saves you Mologora. So Mologora, you need 1 billion of them. The more you do this with the characters you think you're going to use, so I have some tier lists up. If you have any characters that you think are cool, or you look at the tier list and see any characters that are put up pretty high there, go ahead and put them on the team and farm until they are friendship 10 when you're doing unrecorded history. So with doing unrecorded history, I think I'm at about 200,000 stigma right now. My goal is to get to like 500,000 stigma, but we're still not really going to build any other characters. So we're just going to, this is the normal story clearing team. You can switch Raz out, whoever has more upgraded gear, or your Wyvern front tank for this. And then you're going to start clearing through. The stages take a long time. I'll tell you that right now. The stages will take a while. And then I will tell you the cheat code going through chapter 3. If you ever get stuck, okay, if there's ever a boss battle that you get stuck on, obviously make sure you have Arky as your thing, and then pet, make sure you have whatever your normal pet is. I'm also going to talk about pets at the beginning of this. So we'll just put him on. That's our AP pet or story clearing pet. So this is your team, and then when you get into boss stages, you do this. Okay, you put 2 tanks or 2 soul weavers. You make 3 tanky characters. Okay, so Raz, Wyvern front tank plus Tamarin. Or if you have Brieg as your Wyvern front tank, you can put a secondary cleanser. Say you started with Destina, you can do Destina, Tamarin plus your Wyvern front tank if it's a tank, if it's Brieg or any other character, Crozet. You just make this right here. And Spectre Sneeber is your hard carry damage dealer. By doing this, you should be able to beat any hard stage without any issues. You might need to manual, you might need to use your souls for Arky, but any stage going through that you ever get stuck on with this team, just switch to a single damage dealer team with triple support, and that should clear all of chapter 3 easily. Okay, the final boss of chapter 3, that's what you do. You just switch that, and then it'll beat it. There's a couple harder fights throughout it, Mort, I think, and on the Mort stages, you just switch and do double tank Soul Weaver or double Soul Weaver tank, and then your 1 damage dealer, and Spectre Sneeber is usually the best because she has poison, and poison is percentage damage. So that's why we use her over Free Spirit Tyria as a single damage dealer. Okay, if you're using other characters, then you can still do the same thought process. You could probably get away with whoever your main damage dealer is. So just say you decided to go with any other characters and found a character you like and wanted to build. This is the same strategy. Utilize this strategy for clearing chapter 3. Okay, so now one big thing is you're to a point where you're trying to work on your missions, right? You're to the point where you're trying to do Arky special operation. Okay, we're trying to do special Arky special operation. You do spirit altars and you do hunts. So we are going to be building our hunt team. If you guys have gotten the character Mui, I'm going to do an in-depth Wyvern guide, or Tristan Wolf will do one. That's another content creator. If he does one before me, I will link you guys all to his. But for the general Wyvern team, this is what it's going to look like. So if any of you were watching the old one for the first clear, we used Alexa. But for this one, we're going to use Mui now. Mui will make this team super consistent. It won't fail very often. The thing with Wyvern is you're always going to fail sometimes. But this is the most free-to-play, lowest resource requirement, highest win rate. Honestly, Crozet in the front would be higher win rate because it'd keep your backline alive. But this is pretty much the highest win rate. If you have Brieg, you can put him as your front tank. Your front tank doesn't really matter. The biggest thing is using Furious, Mui, and Sigurd. Furious you get for free, Sigurd you get for free, and Mui's a 3-star. Hopefully you've gotten him from summons at this point. If you haven't gotten him from summons, then maybe try to wait a little bit longer before you make your Wyvern team. You can try other things. The biggest rules for Wyvern is 65 effectiveness on your character. Your characters need debuffs. Okay, your characters need to apply debuffs. So if any of you are asking, can I use Shu? Can I use Arya? Can I use whatever water character you've pulled? Can I use them a Wyvern? The answer is probably you could try, but those are 5-star characters that are going to take a different build to use them Wyvern versus using them in PvP. So trying to do that is not good. Say you have Ran or Peyra. Those characters are high-speed characters. You cannot have your character go above the Wyvern. So you don't want to build any characters above. I think it's either 220 or 240 speed. You want your Wyvern characters to all be pretty slow. So using anything outside of this, I'm telling you guys, just a headache. Like, you could probably do it if you want to experiment around and try stuff. Go ahead. I mean, that's the fun of Epic 7, is making your own kind of team counts. But this is a team that you all should be able to do pretty quickly, and it's going to be really efficient. Now, in terms of gear, your Mui is, I'm going to go ahead and gear them up right now as to what they should look like. So if you look here, you just need, with having Furious, you only need 50 crit chance. You don't even need 50, you need 35. But you don't need that much crit chance. So, and then you want 65 effectiveness. So right here we have over 35 crit chance. We're fine because Furious gives a bonus. So we'll go ahead and do this because I'm not going to push story yet. I'm going to farm some Wyvern because I want to complete the Arcade Special Operation challenges. But the biggest thing is you need the 65 effectiveness. This we bought from Arena Shop. The boot has effectiveness on it. And then from there, the sword has a little effectiveness on it. So this gives us our effectiveness threshold that we need. Now, in terms of Mui skill ups, you want to skill up Mui. Honestly, it doesn't take Molagori. You can skill him up all the way if you want. The higher skill up he is, the better damage you do, making it more consistent and easier to kill Wyvern. So the artifact is always going to be Daydream Joker. Now, if you go to your Furious, this is my Furious for it. He's not super bulky. This is where using Crozet as your front tank is really nice, because if the Wyvern, the front first mob 3 Wyvern that you have to kill, attack Furious, he could die. With Crozet, he won't die. He'll get a shield and barrier put on him to where your front or your characters will not die in that first round, and that's why I always suggested Crozet for new players, just because you're going to have a higher win rate with Wyvern. All the other characters work and they're fine, and the win rate difference is going to be 1 run out of 15. You might fail 1 more run out of 15 because of it. Sometimes you get unlucky 2 out of 15. You'll fail because your characters are dying the first wave. Obviously, you can level your stats up a little bit more, but the biggest thing is you want Furious to go before your other characters. So as you see here, I'm 195 speed, but I have 0 bulk whatsoever. But this is just a free speed set that Tyria from Tyria. And for artifact, Daydream Joker, or if you got lucky and pulled the 5-star artifact, Song of Stars would be better on him. Next up, we're going to have our Cigarette. So our Cigarette is just going to be on the general damage. You can just 5-piece attack setter. It doesn't really matter. So if you look here, her effectiveness isn't as important because your other characters are the ones doing the debuffs. So with this build right here, this will be fine. You see, the more gear you upgrade, you don't have to take off your story clearing team. So you see we have these extra attack sets and things. So if you farmed enough on recorded history and level up some of this gear, you don't need to move the gear around. You can just have your Wyvern team set. I'm not to that point yet. I will be there probably a day or two from now. I'll have my story team all geared and I'll have my Wyvern team all geared. I'll never need to change them. But for today, I'm going to go ahead and switch it up and farm some Wyvern. So now once you get all these geared, your highest Daydream Joker should be on your Cigarette. So you don't need to level them up too crazy. 24 is usually where I stop at. So if you're going to level up your Daydream Jokers a little bit more, having 1 on him that's leveled up, maybe we'll put this up to 18. Okay, so we'll put this at 18. It gives an extra 1% damage. Whenever you go, I think, to the next level, you go from 2.4 to 2.6. So level 21 is kind of a sweet spot because you get a higher you get a bigger gain. So we'll go to 21. But from here, this will be plenty of damage, okay? So then your Wyvern front tank is just about having bulk on it. That's all you need. The bulkier you are, the better. The more bulk you have, the longer you survive. The problem with using a Soul Weaver, though, is if you are super bulky and one of your character dies in the first wave against the small mobs. So I'll go do a run just to show you guys real quick. If any of your characters die in that first little area, then the Soul Weaver continues living for forever. So we'll just go and I'll show you one run of this team. And I'll explain a couple things. So as you see, Furious, we want going before our team because he defense breaks and gives us the buff. So now we know we have the buff. We're at crit chance. We did miss defense break there. Our Furious has enough effectiveness at defense break. There is 15% in PvE. There's a chance that you'll just miss your debuffs. But right there, you see it just double targeted. If that would have crit, my Mui would have died. With having Crozet or another character there, you won't die. And that's why I suggested Crozet to so many new players in the last guide series. But using Brieg will make your teams faster. So each one has a kind of benefit to using. Soul Weavers are going to stay alive in case you miss your too many debuffs. Say you miss your defense break, but you land your other 2 debuffs. Soul Weaver will stay alive, allowing you to continue the run a lot easier. But if you are using, say, Brieg has defense break and extra damage. So Brieg will be doing more damage. You'll kill it faster. But Crozet has it to where in the first wave you won't die. So all of them have benefits. As you see right there, Mui is a character that if your entire team is blue, every time your front character gets attacked, your team gets combat readiness. So you can build your character slower and they're going to get boosted up every time. So if you see right here, as long as they're all blue, if you're using Mui, you cannot use a non-blue character or you do not get this bonus. So every time he attacks us, we're getting boosted up. And our damage from Mui could be more because we didn't skill up him. But as you see here, the team we've missed a lot of debuffs and things. But see, that attack break also helps keep you alive. So Mui is just by far the best Wyvern character I think there is out there. As long as you make an all-water team, he's just unbelievable. He makes your character... See, we just got double 15% in there, I believe. Hopefully my Furious has 65 effectiveness. But the goal is to have 2 debuffs on Wyvern at all times. If you do not have 2 debuffs on Wyvern, he will not attack your frontline unit. So as you see right here, we're getting the CR push. But our Furious got resisted defense breaks the entire time. But there's a defense break. And then hopefully Sigurd will kill right here. If not, you go to barrier phase. The goal is to kill it before the first barrier phase. So if you go into the barrier phase, then you have to break the barrier and all your runs take longer. But that is the general team. But Mui, once you get him, build him up, and then just do a full water team. Yes, you can use General Purgus, but if you use General Purgus, you don't use Mui. So if you use General Purgus as your front tank, if you got lucky, he's a Moonlight 4-star character. ECR boosts your team just like Mui does every time you get hit, but you can't use Mui with him, or else it's not very good. Honestly, the best thing you can do is use Alexa. So the Alexa character that we built on the first one, the free 3-star, and then that is your Wyvern team. Super cheap and easy to do. I'm going to be making a crafting video soon, but also any gear you guys get that is blue, extract it. If it's purple with no speed, you're pretty safe to extract it. If it does have speed, you're going to want to roll and check it. But so I'll just do a real quick crafting thing. This is a kind of sloppy video. I'm just trying to get something out so you guys know what to be working on. And I'll have the next actual full version video of the guide up tomorrow. But like I said, I almost lost the account. So I'm just going to craft. I'll craft some right side pieces here. So any piece that is blue, you can just extract it right away. And I'll tell you why here in a second. So since I know the game a little bit more, this is not going to be good. Your necklaces, if they are HP, usually you want effect res, you prefer speed set. There's a lot of different things I'll go into, but for right now, if you look, I'm just extracting any of this gear that I'm never going to use. Like this piece, it's crit set, but it has effect res, defense, and defense, and it's really high rolled. This is almost a pretty good piece. If it was either hit set or speed set, I would probably keep it, but since it's crit set, I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to extract it. But the biggest thing is the more stuff you extract at the beginning of the game, the better off you're going to be. This is speed set with speed, so I'm going to roll it no matter what. Plus, it actually has subset synergy. Flat defense, the only time you really roll these if they have speed. Flat attack, same speed if it has speed, and flat HP if it has speed. But if it's flat otherwise, those are the worst things you can generally get. So, and that's for right side gear. But every gear is different. I'll have a very in-depth guide that's hopefully easy to follow soon. But the reason you extract stuff is one thing you need to be working on every week is trading in for charms. So especially these right side charms. So if you come into here, we have a little bit of extraction materials. We need a lot of them, I believe. So let's just do... So see, that I did 5. You can only do 5 different kinds, so you have to have a bigger number of certain ones. And I'm only halfway up. You want to fill this bar up, and this gives you 20 purple right side charms per week and 20 purple left side charms per week. So this is why you pretty much as a new player extract anything you're not going to upgrade. Okay? I know you guys need to learn what gear is good or not. I will try to get that out as fast as possible, but you pretty much extract everything because you need to buy these every week. This is a ton of progression. Okay, so this is one of the most important things to get into a habit of a new account, and it's almost always, as a new player, best just to extract the gear. Any kind of gear that drops from hunt, just extract it. Very good habit to get into because you need to get used to buying that every week. So that is that obviously. That your story team, again, as I said, if there's any stages you're stuck on, double tank Soul Weaver, double Soul Weaver tank, plus single damage dealer, Spectre Saber, or whoever your damage dealer is you're clearing story with. That should clear all of Chapter 3. If you guys have any issues, let me know, and I will make sure to record that as I'm going through. If you try that strategy and you're still struggling, I will show my clear of it as I do it, because I'll be clearing through that today. But the next thing that we're going to do is going to be pets, okay? So with our pets, we are going to be looking for a hunt pet. So again, every single week, that you can. You want to make sure to buy these as a new player until you get your pets stabilized. Do not spend sky stones on them. Always buy these. Always buy the toys. That's something to always stay in rhythm doing too. But we are wanting to work on a hunt pet. So we need to go and see what hunt pet do we have. This is actually, I kind of already worked on a hunt pet. The things you're aiming for is double crafting materials. The lesser charm one, I don't think is as good anymore. So if I were to try to pick 3 skills for your hunt pet, I'm going to say double crafting materials, double reforged materials, and chance for extra drop, right? Yeah, those are the 3. So chance for extra equipment drop, double crafting materials, double reforged materials. The lesser charm I just did because I had an S rank one. But again, the way that I do this, I go and release, I auto select any that are A or lower at this point. We're aiming for S rank. If as long as you have a decent starting pet, it's fine. You don't have to have S rank on everything. But the sooner that you do just focus S rank and don't level up A's, the only time we were okay with A's was at the very beginning of the game, the very first week going through, but you can be a little bit pickier going into second week. So I do have a bunch of tickets, obviously, because the guide is not actually on day 8. It's on day like 20 at this point. But you go and you make sure you do your free summon every time, and then you just do some 10 summons and you try to get S rank. If you do not have any S rank hunt skills, the second pet is hunt that we're going to be focusing on. Okay, so if you do not have any S rank hunt pets, then you can try to save your A ranks and only sell and then grab any A rank skill with one of the things that I just mentioned or one of the things you see there. But pretty much any hunt skill is going to be fine to start with. So I wouldn't stress about it too much if you don't have a perfect pet. You basically just want to make sure you're getting some kind of bonus because it does add up over time. So I'll do 2 more adoptions. So here's a 5-star. And this is for an equipment enhancing XP. That's actually the best one for your lobby pet. And then here's another 5-star. Your lobby pet, and that's event side story currency. I already have that. So your pet for, so you see here, I have the equipment enhanced EXP pet, but now we just got the S rank one, so we are going to be upgrading to that. So you can also work on your lobby pet right now if you would like. So that is this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock him, level him up, and we'll synthesize him. Actually, I can't because I just locked him. We'll synthesize him and get him to level 2. So make sure we take the right one. And there we go. We have a level 2 lobby pet. Your lobby pet, ooh, the equipment enhance cost. That is a good one to have too. So that's already a decent pet. We don't have any other S rank lobby pets. So the hero XP one isn't very good. That's hero XP. They're all hero XPs. I guess that one's just really common. But the main ones that we are going to want is the enhancement increase cost isn't bad, but the pet I would do is enhancement good success rate, enhancement great success rate, and then enhancement EXP. So the one that I just showed you guys, the equipment enhance XP, and then the good and the great. That is the main lobby pet I would do. That makes it to where every time you use charms on your gear, you're going to be getting more bonus out of it. So it takes less charms to upgrade gear. Over time, this is going to be massive for you. The gold in this game, there's one that gives more gold for selling gear. Gold is so easy to get in E7 anymore that one doesn't really make sense. And charms are the most limiting thing in the game. You always need to upgrade gear. So the best one is going to be plus 4.5 enhancement EXP, the S rank of the good chance success and great chance success. So when you get a good and a great, you get bonus EXP on top of the charms you put in. So those are the ones we're going to be aiming for. And then for your hunt pets, you want double crafting materials, you want double reforged materials, and then you're going to want the chance for an additional equipment drop. Those are the 3 that I always go for. So that is the pet guide. Hopefully, I don't have great visual representation to show you guys. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions of if your pet's good, the Discord is just the best thing I can suggest to you guys. You can go in there. I've been spending more time in there lately trying to help what I can. Honestly, most of anyone who needs help, we have so many people in there that just help everybody, which is super nice. But I've been trying to put a little bit more time into helping people too. So that is the main things to work on. Start clearing story, get your Wyvern team set up, and the reason you get your Wyvern team set up is going to be to clear Archie Special Operations. Your goal is to try to start getting this Rage Set gear. We need to get it before we are to the next chapter. We need this to clear Chapter 3 easily, or Chapter 4. There's one fight that we will utilize this, but honestly, this gear is just really good for PvE. So this is really good PvP gear, and this really good PvE gear. I wish they gave it to you in a different order, but it is what it is. But you want to make sure that you are getting at least to 360. Okay, so get to 360 on that just to get the boots. You don't need the right side pieces. You just need the helmet, sword, chest, and boots of that. Again, one of the cheat codes that you can do is go into draft arena. If you see it's open and you're able to find an opponent, you can find an opponent and just leave right away, or find an opponent, play the game, however you want to do it. But that every single one you do will add to your arenas. And then whenever you are, again, farming unrecorded history, if there's ever a downtime, go and auto battle unrecorded history, and then take any of the 5 stars you got that could be maybe decent, depending on the tier list or what other people have said about them. So Elena's a pretty good character. Death Dealer Ray we got from our Moonlight Blessing, so I went ahead and leveled him. And I could put Lilius in there, she's pretty good. I could put Asarius, she's great for PvE. I could put Blue Crow, I think I could utilize him decently. But just go through, and any character that is on the tier list that looks good, or if you ask and people say, yeah, this character's usable, go ahead and start leveling them up. The difference between having 5-star characters are characters that are already leveled when you're doing unrecorded history, and non-leveled characters is you technically get a little bit more EXP if your characters aren't leveled and you're using them here. So say these were all level 45, you would get a little bit more, but the difference isn't a big deal. So once these characters get to level 50, you can switch them off if you want, but the way I am doing this is Arunca isn't very good, by the way. If you see me building her, she's just going to be a meme character on this account. But if you look down here, you can see the friendship of your character. We want to get them to friendship 10. So when you get a character to friendship 10, you can see, if we go in here, whenever you go to skill enhance, there's these hearts. So the heart skill points, this once they're friendship 10, then you can get a couple free upgrades. So it counts, I think, as like 3 or 4 Molagora. I think it's just 3 free Molagora per character. That's what it is. So 3 free Mola per character for every free 10 friendship 10 adds up dramatically. Molagoras are so hard to get in this game. As an in-game player, holy cow, I've been suffering for probably 2 years at this point trying. So that is what you can do. It's just a quick little overview of what you should be doing. I showed the Wyvern team, and gave you what you should be working on. If you've already cleared chapter 3, just give me till tomorrow. I'm going to grind this out. Again, I'm sorry I lost this account for a couple days. I didn't think I was getting it back. I got super lucky and I found a workaround to get back into it, and then I linked it. But again, just a quick PSA. Any of you guys that do not have your account linked, go link it so you're not in the crappy situation I am. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to rip another 10 summon. We're almost to pity on this banner. If you do not have this banner currently, it's fine. I did not get any 5 stars. I got 1 off banner artifact. So I'm going to be getting Brieg on this. But yeah, I got kind of unlucky. I'll get Brieg on this, and I'll probably use powder to buy Brieg on that, and then powder to buy the Guiding Light here. That is going to be my play on this. I will need to farm a little bit more, but I have how many days? I have 5 days left on that, it looks like. So another thing you guys can be working on is obviously Abyss. So Abyss, it doesn't start getting much harder until I would say around here, around like 79, 80. So the team you currently have set up, your story clearing team and front tank of Wyvern front tank or Adventure Raz, and the Tamarin and the Tieria and Specteni should clear up to about right here, and then there's going to start becoming a couple challenging stages. Once I get to those, I will go over how to beat them. I believe I have videos up on them already using these teams to beat them all the way up to at least I think 90. I should have videos all the way up to 90. So past that, I'll have to make videos over these. So if you guys are struggling, there's tons of guides on YouTube you can find. But these Abyss isn't too hard. It's just annoying is the best way to put it. It's just annoying. But yeah, you could work on your Abyss a little bit too. But that is it for today's video. This isn't even really a part. This is more a checkup and let you guys know where I've been. I'm sorry. But from here on out, tomorrow, I will try to make sure I have the next video up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. If it does, the next day will be the latest it'll be up, but I might just cut it down to be a lesser part for the next couple just to have daily uploads for you guys. So if any of you guys are at a certain part, maybe you're a little ahead of me, then tomorrow's will give you something that you haven't done yet that you can start working on. But okay, it's been Mature Deity, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace out.